Hey, 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 what's up, everybody? Just wanted to jump on real quick and address some buzz that's going on, and it has been going on for quite some time uh, in the cruising industry. And anyone who knows me knows that cruising is my favorite way to vacation. I love being out on the open water. But there has been quite a bit of ruckus on board some of these cruise lines and aboard these ships. And I think I have a remedy. I think CLIA, Cruise Lines International Association, which is the regulating body of cruising, should develop and maintain a banned database, especially in instances where someone is being banned across cruise lines. That way, it can be efficiently and effectively handled. After all, after an incident occurs, after a thorough investigation, all footage viewed, testimonials taken, that person's name can be entered into the banned database. This is for the agitator and the aggressor. Because when we start talking about banning people from cruising, one group of people comes to mind. And so, in order for there to be fairness and equity, and let this be an equitable situation, anyone can get banned. You do not get to hurl racial slurs, confront other people's children, assault elderly, just, all kinds of illicit behavior, and think that you have a right and you are entitled to cruise just because you can pay for it. No. There are people who save all year for their cruise vacations, and they don't want to get on board and have to have these encounters. It's not a good look, and it's not good for business. And not even, let's just address the safety issue. Anytime these things happen on board, you're out on the water, you have cruise personnel that has to come break up these melees. They can get injured in the process. Come on. No, it's not fair. It's not fair to the paying passenger. It's not fair to the workers on board. So if you engage in any of these, you ought to be banned. It doesn't matter who you are and what you look like. So I think that might be the remedy. I don't know exactly what is going on with Carnival Jubilee. We were scheduled to sail on board, and I was looking forward to it because I wanted to sail out of the port of Galveston. I've never ever been to Texas, and I was looking forward to that. Also because of Galveston's rich history in the trafficking of Black people. So I wanted to see that for myself, see the murals, see the Strand. I wanted to experience that and soak up all that history before boarding. But on this particular sailing, and I'm not talking about the one that we booked, but I think a prior sailing, some people were allowed to board with their political views in full tow, with their red merchandise, t-shirts and hats, and they brought all that on board with them. And someone hurled some racial slurs at a young lady who looks like me, and I guess the men who were traveling with them, or the men who were in close proximity to the incident when it occurred, they engaged. And I understand that. Because you should not be that comfortable just confronting and hurling slurs at people just because you think you can. That was just horrible. And no one wants to be put in that situation. Suppose my husband and I were on board and it had been me, my husband would have been hard pressed to do the same thing. What man wouldn't? So, I just think that these behaviors should be addressed. You engage in this kind of stuff, you need to be banned. And I just think that that's the best way to do it. And truthfully, I just think all bans should go across cruise lines, because if you misbehave on one, you'll do the same on the other, because the behavior hasn't been dealt with. Yeah, so these are the consequences. So, and there are just some other things that kind of get my goat on board. People who allow their children to run roughshod on these ships, up and down hallways, all times of night, pulling decorations off doors, defacing property and things, and just in the elevators, pressing all the buttons when people on board, who are on the elevator trying to get to their floor. It just, I mean, absolute madness and mayhem. Yeah, yeah. Those kinds of things, those need to be addressed and dealt with. So, those are just my thoughts. I love cruising. Yes, I do have a favorite cruise line so far. Yeah, see if you can guess. Yeah. So, kind of loyal to